Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another live show. We'll see how this goes. Last week, I was really out of it, and I mean, truth be told, I'm still kind of out of it. Um, it was a, it's been a lot of stress and emotions, and with everything that's been going on, getting the pilot ready to shoot, shooting the pilot, and then editing the pilot, getting ready for the Creature Feature weekend, all of that. I already don't sleep very well, so I would say it's been a good month of just not sleeping well at all. And this last weekend was no exception, and I'm still sort of catching up, catching up on it. But I'm here. Uh, as long as people are asking questions and being, um, social, we'll try to keep it going as long as I can. Um, I do have to. I mean, if we are able to keep it going for a little while, the longest I'll go is 8 o'clock. I have to go pick up my son. So, Cody, Chris, hope the weekend went well. Well, we'll talk about that once a few more people get in here. We will talk about that. See how it goes. But hope everybody had a good time over the weekend. Um, you know, you know how it is. Good times, great friends, moist oldies. You know. Um, let's see. I don't know about that. I'll have to see what's going on there. Andrew, Sean, hello, hello, hello. How are all you guys doing? How has the day found you on this the last day of August 2022? Sean, hello. Yes, tomorrow is September. We're cruising, man. Cruising through it. I'm at that stage already, but when you're in, I'm sure some of you guys know because you're in places that are always hot, but New York, um, nowadays it doesn't start getting cooler until like mid-October, I guess, if we're lucky. The heat keeps going all through September. Last September, we were still in the 80s and 90s. It just sucked. Because most of the time I start to get into fall mode, Halloween mode, all that stuff. Michael, doing all right. Watched the Midnight Hour for the first time late Saturday night. That's tasty. I love the Midnight Hour. Cody, North Carolina was 88 today here. Immortal hell. Yeah. I mean, it was hot here today as well, and rainy and gross, but um, you know, I'm just ready for the cool fall weather. I want it here already. So yeah, I was Bobby Heckman and I and some of the LBP crew, we did Creature Feature Weekend this weekend. And we had fun. We had fun. I know Bobby was on cloud nine, but Bobby can have fun at a funeral. So, but his Victim No More went over really well. His Friday the 13th fan film, or tribute film, as he calls it, which is up on YouTube now. You can watch it. Victim No More. Just type that in and it's up there. And we talked about the show. It's a great show. It's run by really great people, and it's very laid back and chill, and it's not as big as some of the other horror cons or sci-fi cons or the comic cons or any of that. So it's doable, and it's just a chill vibe. All the people are super cool. Last year we did incredible. This year, selling wise, we didn't make anything other than Andrew, who is in the chat right now, who drove 16 hours to meet me and see the documentary, which is crazy. Him and two of his friends, and much appreciated. But he was the only one who bought anything, and that money went directly into my room. So I literally didn't make anything all weekend. And that is because they put us in the celebrity room. And I can totally see their thinking is that because Zach was there showing his documentary, pretty much everybody who had a film that was in the film festival, they put in the celebrity rooms with the celebrities. But problem is everybody's in there for the celebrities. They're not in there to pay for anything else. And so the lines sort of get clogged up in front of any other table that's not a celebrity. So we didn't sell anything. Whereas last year, it was one of our, if not our best convention, making profit to date. So that was a little like, oh man. But primarily, I mean, I was there to support Zach and his documentary about us. Another thing, the doc. So the screening of Victim No More went awesome. A good amount of people, probably about 75 people, were there for that. And it was put on. It was at the theater that's adjacent to the convention hotel, and it's a great theater. Been there many times when I would go to conventions out there. So the screen is amazing, the picture's amazing, sound is amazing. So it's awesome to see all these indie movies on the big screen like that. But Victim No More was placed at a pretty good time Saturday night. And then unfortunately, they scheduled Timmy Capella, who is the muscle-bound saxophone player from the Lost Boys. He was doing his concert at the convention, and they scheduled his concert the same time that the documentary about us was being shown. So including us, there were maybe about 25 people in the theater for us to see the doc. And I felt bad for Zach just because this was his baby. And not that, he's getting accepted into film festivals left and right. I mean, in fact, 2 more just accepted his film. But he came out from Seattle to sort of be there in person to see it on the big screen with everybody, and I was a little bummed for him. But the people who did see it really enjoyed it, and there were some lucky people who got to see it when it was on during the online festival for the Atlanta Underground Film Festival, who paid the $2.99 to see it online, and And it's been getting great reviews. Another review just went up recently. You can also go to Letterboxd, that uh, movie filing site, Letterboxd. It's up there, and you can review Zero Budget Heroes, The Legend of Chris Seaver, and Low Budget Pictures. That is up on Letterboxd for review, and a few people have already reviewed it. But so the people who did see it really enjoyed it, and we talked to a lot of people who liked it and were fans of my stuff and whatnot. And again, Andrew Scruggs, who's in the comments right now, he and two of his friends drove from Memphis, Tennessee to Gettysburg, PA, 16 hours just to see us and watch the doc. And that was that was special to us, and, really appreciate it. And they were awesome, and they seemed to like everything. Um, but overall, and Craig, who Craig and his wife organized the convention, and they are just really dope people, awesome, and they love LBP, and they felt really bad. This is a convention where the hosts, they will go around throughout each day and make sure everything is good, and they'll talk to the vendors, and they'll talk to the celebs, and really, like, they care, about their vendors, they care about the clients, they care about the attendees, and make sure everyone's having a good time. And Craig really felt bad about the situation, so he said he was going to make it up to us for the next show. But but again, overall, we had a good time. The entire time I was there, from Thursday to Monday, I think I got like 16 hours of sleep. It was great being with everybody, seeing how happy everybody was, and again, meeting fans. Regardless of not selling anything, we did meet fans, and some of those fans already had everything, and uh, but it was great. It was really cool, and on a fun factor, it was very fun, and we had a good time. So I definitely have product. Um, if anybody wants some movies, I put it up on the site saying, "Hey, $20 shipped each, or you get all of them for 120 shipped, and you get Sievage Fam Film Frights with all the extras, Blood Trim and Bloody Giblets with all the extras, Death of the Lantern the remake extras, The Weirdsies with all those extras, the newest Karaoke Kid and Scrotal Vengeance double feature with extras and shit that nobody's ever seen, Anal Paprika Trilogy 2-disc set, we got that rocking, tons of extras, nobody's ever seen some of this shit, Death of Lantern 1 and 2 double feature, and then of course Happy Holidays and the Dingleberries double feature, $20 each, shipped in the US, or you can get all of them for 120 shipped. And that's basically, you're getting like 16 movies or something like that on 8 Blu-rays. That's a steal, my friend. That's a steal. Okay, let's see what's going on here. You're my hero, Andrew. Thank you. It was awesome. Cody, I'm hitting you up tomorrow, Chris, once I get my paycheck. Thank you, Cody. Alec, I am one of them worth 30 hours in the car for sure. Oh, Alec. So, okay, Alec is one of his buddies, Andrew, who came with him to see us, which was awesome. Andrew says, any idea when the doc is coming or where to buy it? Not at all. Again, I have nothing to do with it outside of being the subject of it. Zach Oliveris, who is the filmmaker behind the doc, it's gonna do the festival route for the rest of the year. he has submitted into several other film fests, and like I said, it keeps getting accepted into more and more fests. We still have the Australia Fest to go. And let's see, what's this one called? This one is the Horror Origins Film Festival. I'm not sure where that is. And the Gorst Underground Film Festival, and I'm not sure where that is, but it got selected into those. And again, who knows how many other festivals it's going to get accepted into. So I know that it's definitely, I mean, I can't see it hitting sort of physical media yet, or whatever he plans to do with it, probably until next year, early next year sometime. I don't know. Chaz Voltaire is in the chat. Chaz is, of course, my cousin Casey, but you may know him as Teen Ape, and he is in the chat right now. So say hello to Teen Ape. Mosley, sadly, I could not attend this year, but my proxy was able to come say hi at least. Hopefully next year I'll be able to start making my way out there for some cons. That's the plan anyway. Mosley, you know, we sent you the link to the documentary when it was up for like 3 days. Did you end up watching it? You had to like get it for $2.99 during the Atlanta Underground Film Festival. I don't know if you did. I also just sent you the link for backers who supported Wellsville Nights to see the pilot. I sent you that link, and it's for your eyes only. Michael, you rule, Casey. Cody, Casey, you and Chris are awesome for making stuff for us to support. Casey says you're all my favorite tricks. Teen Ape, you know what I'm saying? There was a dude who, so I recognized him from probably like almost 20 years ago, because he would go to another convention. He'd go to the Cinema Wasteland convention, I believe, and I at one point I knew his name, but I could not remember his name this time. But so this dude comes up to the table and he just starts talking like we've been buddies, and I'm like, clearly I recognize the guy from like many moons ago, but he just starts talking about Teen Ape and Bonejack and stuff like that. And you know, I think he didn't know that I had still been making movies from 20 years ago, because he only mentioned seeing, he only really mentioned the Teen Ape and Bonejack stuff from back in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, so I think he was just like, wow, what, I mean, he didn't buy anything, but he did come to the, I know he came to the screening that night, because he talked to us afterwards, and I think he was just like kind of wowed by the whole thing, that, I've been doing this for 31 years and he only knew a little chunk of it. So that was cool, Mosley, checking out the pilot as soon as I'm at the house. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit the dock during the time it was up. Got real busy around here with the kids and it being the last week of summer. Word. Yeah, my kid is going back to school next week. Next Wednesday. Yikes. Yeah, I mean that's the best way to find out. Although he is a little slow on what fests are next and things like that. He sends info to me and then I put it up immediately, but he kind of I don't know, he's kind of slow as well with that stuff. Um, Greg, hey Greg, was there any thought process behind the songs you used in Karaoke Kid? Also, Kyrus the Virus has the voice of an angel. Uh, Ky- Kyrus. Oh, it was okay. So yeah, Kyrus is a. uh, so there's a real guy named John Carius, and we called him Kyrus the Virus all the time, and that's what we just called Josh's character in Karaoke Kid. John Carius is in some of my movies, and he's a good dude, and he's in a bunch of trauma movies and asylum films and stuff like that. But he's a good dude. Um, I don't remember the thought process when I was throwing in the songs for that. It probably was like, well, who can sing what? What tracks can we get? I mean, if you watch the special features, any of them, commentary, any of the behind the scenes, you know that like what the Karaoke Kid was all about and why we made it. And so, regardless of the songs, they certainly weren't going to be whatever songs were going to be final if we were able to shoot an actual real movie for the Karaoke Kid. But if you have the disc, the Blu-ray disc, check out all the special features, and you'll get the straight dope. And if you don't, you can get it from us, the Karaoke Kid from 2006, but re-edited. It's a total re-edit of the film with a ton of special features, along with Scrotal Vengeance, which has been remastered for Blu-ray. It's all there, man. It's happening. Um, Ever the eternal huckster. You gotta keep slinging the goods. One thing I will say though is I did a small screening in my hotel room Friday night at the convention of the pilot episode of Wellsville Nights because I wanted to get some feedback. I wanted people to see it that weren't really a part of the group. There certainly were a few people there that were in it, but weren't like um, there all during shooting and really didn't know the script or anything like that. So they were also sort of seeing it fresh. They were just extras. Um, but everybody who saw the pilot loved it and laughed through the whole thing and totally got what it was and got what we were doing. And that made me very happy. Um, because I've seen, obviously I edited it and I've seen two versions with sound mixes that I was not happy with. But this last sound mix was pretty pretty close to how it's going to go out when I pitch it. Um, I've already sent it to a few people who could give me some good leads to what I can do with it. But I'm happy with it. It's going to probably go through one more sound mix before we send it out. Michael, very excited to see Karaoke Kids, Scrotal Vengeance, and the fan film Frights. Yeah. Casey, I believe some of the songs were ones you picked for people and was like, you pick out of these. Pretty much. I think that's probably how it went. Andrew, just watch both of them. And the glorious Scrotal Vengeance, I'm sure. Mosley, I did get to watch Bobby's fan film on Sunday. It was a good time. Ended up having a little informal discussion about it with a bunch of friends I encouraged to watch it. He done good. Hopefully he does another. Yeah, there's some things that are really cool about it. Um, it's fun. I'm just happy for him, just in general, because he did it, and it's something that he really wanted to do, and he's tired of waiting for Friday the 13th movies, so he just did it himself. I wish he would have done his own movie, um, but fan films, and certainly Friday the 13th fan films, are a lot easier to get made nowadays, and um, he had that passion for it. Sean King, who is a great guy. His cinematography is wondrous in it. He also shot Death of Land in the remake, but yeah, he's fantastic. Love Deanna, her character. She's just so good. Um, Sean's part is pretty fun. I was supposed to play the part that Shawnee Ramone is playing in Victim No More, um, but Sean did a fun job and he made me laugh. Um, but yeah, I was just really happy to see Bobby so happy, and to see his hard work pay off on the big screen was awesome. Casey, I'm sure he's going to make a bunch of fan films, next being Weekend at Bernie's. Well, I mean, that's, you know, 100%. Let's go. Weekend at Bernie's 3. Let's do it. Mosley, Shawnee was a highlight of it for sure. Yeah. And I had sort of, I read the script. I knew what was going to happen, and I knew of the cameos and everything all through it. So, Cody, Weekend at Bone Jacks. No. Bojack, T-Nape, all those guys, all those earlier LVPs, they are gone, dead and buried, consecrated. Ain't never coming back. Relish in what came before. Enjoy what you have of those characters. You have the pleasure or displeasure of seeing them over and over and over again anytime you want. But they're never, ever coming back. Cody, no, there is not a Nightmare on Vern Street. No. This is Cody, dude. No, no. I mean that Ernest, that ridiculous Ernest, like weirdo, bizarro fan film that we did in 2008 was not really like anything. I mean, it almost didn't even get finished. I never really did anything with it. Um, I threw it on a DVD screener back in the day, and just kind of gave it out to people when they got other movies. And then we just threw it on a Blu-ray just so that we could do a commentary, because we did. I mean, it's a very shitty Blu-ray. Um, we just did it with like some shitty program, and you got to watch it. We just put it on again, but with a commentary track to it. I mean, it's terrible, but people like it because it's so fucking weird. It was great. You did a really good impression of Ernest. When Jason showed up during the sex scene in Blue Cheese Brothers, I lost it. It's Stoinky Blu-ray, not shitty. Matthew Ginter, damn. I just bought it. Yeah, you did. Cody, in all seriousness, I know you have been working on Wellsville Nights, but are there any upcoming Blu-ray releases? Just what we talked about the last couple times. There might be a Blu-ray release of Meter Man 1 and 2 from the early 90s, more of the older vintage stuff, with extras and whatnot. Maybe a couple unfinished raw footage of flicks that we did to throw on there as extras. And then I think we're going to end up doing probably a 2-disc set for Death of Lantern, because there will be a Death of Lantern 3. Just got to raise a little dough to make that. Not a lot, but just a little to make that. And we're going to shoot that again on VHS. But at some point, all of the Death of Lanterns will have a 2-disc set, and then we'll be able to do proper extras and stuff like that to make it worth everybody's time and money to pick it up again. Plus, you'll have Death of Lantern 3 on there. But, those of you who are hoping to see the Heather and Puglies or Bonejack Hill or Bonejack High or any of those, that stuff is just not happening. That stuff's not coming out. Death of Lantern 3, yes, the double features are great. Loaded with special features. Kinda. They're not that loaded, but there's stuff that we have that, again, because I don't put these discs together. The ones that look terrible are the ones that I did on my own, and I had no idea really what to do. The ones that Zach does for us are great, and he does them up and does great menus and piles them with extra stuff that I throw at him. And so there's stuff from the Death of Lantern movies that nobody has seen. And so it'll be a nice set. It will be a nice set. Skippy, Death of Lantern 3. I mean, yeah, 1, I'd have to get Andrew out here. 2, I'd have to, ply him with Jenny Light Cream Ale, several cases for him to play Skippy for me. Sean, Bonejack High is one of my favorite Seaver flicks. That's cool. Baltus loathes Skip, so we need him all the time. Michael, I also love Bonejack High. Thank you. I think I have really got on a few things here. Sorry, guys. You can keep asking questions. I'm looking at something here. Matthew. Smoke went out. Sorry, I'm looking for. I'm just Michael. Michael Honeycutt. We're gonna have to talk after this. I'm trying to see where that order went that you talked about. Weird. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll talk after this. Sean, I don't know why that film just really grew on me. Yeah, it was fun to make, 2005. It was really fun. At the time, that was like our longest movie. I think it was like 80 minutes or something like that. My stuff is better when you get in and get out as fast as possible. Deathbone is still our longest movie at like 89 minutes, something like that, and it's way too long. Mosley, hopefully I at least get to see it one day. I've got to know somebody that has a copy. I'd like to see the Heather and Pugly stuff too. Michael Honey got Death of Lantern 2 had major Dream Warriors vibes. Any hints on Death of Lantern 3? There's a, has to do with a cult, the cult of Stingy Jack. It's a goofy little story that Clint and I came up with years ago, and we've sort of stuck with it. And it almost got made. It almost got made last year or maybe 2019. No, it was going to be made in 2019 at some point. And then I scrapped that because of something. I can't remember why. And then it turned into Revengeance. I wrote that, scrapped that, and then I wrote Stoinkmare on Halloween Street. So. Cody Mosley, the Heather and Pugly stuff is hilarious. Yeah, they were fun. You know, we did the Heather and Pugly. They first showed up in 12 Inches of Dangling Fury from 2002, which you can see on the Evil Knight Blu-ray. We threw a version of it on there. And then from 2002 to 2004, we did Heather and Pugly Drop a Deuce. Then 2005, we did Heather and Pugly Crucify the Devil. And then in 2006, we did the final one, which was Heather and Pugly Cock Block the Apocalypse. And then they show up in like other things here and there. They're in the movie we did for Trauma and other little things, other little flicks here and there. Have you ever seen the 84 film Razorback? Yes. Doing a discussion for that bad boy tonight. Gets overlooked by a lot of people as just another Jaws clone, but it's a lot more than that. I'm not a fan. I'm not even a fan of Jaws. In fact, I am not a fan of animals run amok. I just, it just does nothing for me. I'm not terrified of it. I'm not particularly entertained by it. They need to be some sort of either like alien creature or mutated and have fucking wings or 3 heads or something like that. I mean, normal animals or larger than normal animals, they do nothing for me. So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody likes whatever they like. I don't care. You know, I just don't like that stuff. You know, people love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I do not. Give me Texas Chainsaw 2 over the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just does nothing for me. It never did, and it still does nothing for me. How about Shockwaves with Peter Cushing and John Carradine? I could give a shit about. I couldn't give any more. John Carradine means nothing to me, 0. But Peter Cushing, that man is a fucking icon. Hey man, I'm all about it. Cody. Hey man, again, yeah. People love Chainsaw. I don't. People can love it. I don't care. I don't care what you love. I don't care what you hate. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Mosley. 2 and Next Gen are my favorites these days. Next Gen is so batshit, I can't help but love it. Yeah, sometimes movies are just bad. Not bad good. Not good bad. Next Gen is fucking terrible. But boy, I'll watch me Texas Chainsaw 2 any day of the week. Give it to me. Yeah, and I really like 3 as well, Cody. I do like 3. I think Leatherface is pretty dope. See me. And if anyone was looking for that Godzilla episode, it's still coming. Clint just continues to be the ultimate betrayer, and he he just he didn't have time to do it. Cody, was I a fan of the TV show Reaper? I was not. I tried to get into it, but I didn't. I didn't like it. Bobby loves it. Bobby Heckman, he loves that show. But it didn't catch me. It did not catch me. I watched the entire first season, and it didn't. I don't know. It didn't do it for me. Andrew loved the Reaper. Cody, Ray Wise makes a damn good devil. I like Ray Wise a lot. His performance in Twin Peaks is hilariously good. Everyone in fucking Twin Peaks is hilariously good. God, I have this sitting here and I just keep looking at it and it's like so fucking repugnant. You know, the covers to some of these fucking movies that get distributed from my films and the covers, the art that they choose is just so fucking deplorable. You know, I can't tell you how many times we've given like different companies the art that we want for the cover of our films and they just completely toss it out and make their own. It's ugh. Mostly, I still need to check out those revival episodes of Twin Peaks. Been slacking on those. Season 3, are you talking about? I didn't like season 3 overall. Both my wife and I didn't like season 3. There's some of it that we liked, but mostly it for us it wasn't nowhere near as good or satisfying as 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't know why this is $300. I mean, fucking SRS has it up on their site now for $10. You can get Blood Fart Lake, Return to Blood Fart Lake, and another one of my shit stains that they made me make. Evil fucking dead redneck fart hammers. Some title that they made me use. 3 movies on 1 DVD, like compressed, and they're selling it for like $9.99, which is a fucking joke. Mosley. Yeah, Dex. I really liked. I did like the last Dexter. Sean Allen, any thoughts on the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the video game? Again, I talked about this last week. I'm not a fan of Killer Clowns. I know people are just people are gonna stop hanging out with me online because I don't like a lot of this shit. No, I never, it didn't appeal to me growing up. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's particularly entertaining. I think it's kind of boring and it just doesn't do anything for me. Killer Clowns never has, and I can't tell you how many times as an adult I've tried to rewatch it and see what everybody sees, but I don't know. I just don't like it. Evil Dead Redneck Fart Hammers is my favorite porno. I think it's a good one. That's a good one, Alec. The game looks fun as hell just in general, but Chris doesn't strike me as an online multiplayer kind of guy. And to be honest, that might hold me back a bit too much, like the Friday the 13th game. Yeah, so just in general, I'm not a big gamer. I never have been. Um, Growing up, I had the Atari 2600, I had Nintendo, I had Super Nintendo, I had Sega Genesis. Um, I had a Game Boy, much to my chagrin. But so the stuff that I really enjoy playing is all I still have those consoles, and I like playing those things that I loved back then. The 8-bit and 16-bit stuff. That stuff is fun. It's fun to go back to. I have my favorites from those. But I've never been a huge gamer. My attention span is very, when it comes to that stuff, and I guess it wouldn't be attention span really. I guess it's more patience. My patience is thin when it comes to video games. Uh, so I certainly love the look and the stories of a lot of the modern stuff, but my wife and my kid play all that shit. Um, my wife is a huge, huge gamer, and she always has been. But that's I'm just you know, I'm the other guy. I'm the movie guy. I'm the collectibles guy. Although my wife really loves collectibles as well, but I'm the horror and all that stuff. And Cody, Alec, I've beat to that film a few times myself. It's a good one. It's a good one. That's a that's a double fister right there. Mosley, when I was a kid, it was a lot easier to game. Nowadays, with limited time and a kid who plays, it's just easier for me to fit in a 90-minute movie when the TV isn't in use. Word, word. Yeah, I don't know. We've got everybody can do whatever they want. You know, my kid's got a 50-inch in his room, and he's got his own PlayStation 4 and all of his shit. And Katie's got a 65-inch 4K in her game room and all of her games. She's got her own place. And we've got a 65-inch 4K in the living room. And then we've got the 128-inch screen, projector screen downstairs, 4K. So we all have our own places to do whatever the fuck we want, watch whatever we want. You know. And for my wife, it definitely is it's also like it calms her. She works like 13 to 16 hours a day. Um, and it's a good decompression for her. And she'll like, because next to all of her like modern stuff, she also has a tube TV set up with all the older consoles in there. So sometimes she'll be just playing like the older stuff, and sometimes she's playing all the new fangled, beautiful 4K stuff. Cody, any good stories from Creature Feature Weekend? Nothing crazy, really. No, it was fun. I talked a lot about it in the beginning of the live stream, but nothing good story wise. I would say it was a fairly normal convention going experience, fun. Michael, after watching Midnight Hour and the Boogity Flicks, I found Ask Max on YouTube. It's a shame some of that stuff never got nice releases. Well, Midnight Hour did, but it was out of print. Like I have the Anchor Bay put it out in 2000, 2001. I have the DVD and the VHS that they put out of the flick. The two Boogities didn't recently come out on DVD until the last few years. Disney put them out as a double feature DVD. But I mean, now Disney Plus, they're up on Disney Plus and stuff. But man, I love that shit. Love it. Andrew, here's another one you're going to hate. Have you seen Terrifier, and are you excited for the sequel? I think Terrifier is fucking terrible. I think that movie is terrible. I don't understand why people love that movie. I think it's shit. And no, I am not excited for the sequel at all. It's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. Whatever. But, people, again, goes back to people love what they love. They want to watch what they want to watch. Who cares? Who cares what I think? Who cares what anybody thinks? Like what you like. Love what you love. Hate what you hate. It's not up to anybody else. As long as you like it, it's all good. Mosley, seems like a pretty chill con. I like those smaller, closer knit ones. Huge cons are exhausting. They can be, yeah. I mean, certainly all the bigger Comic Cons and sci-fi cons and stuff like that. The bigger conventions like Chiller Theater and Monster Mania and Horror Hound, it's because of the guests that they get, it can really pile on the amount of bodies that go to these things, and those three are heavy hitters in the realm of getting guests that tons of people just want to see. So they go. And so those three cons are getting a little harder to navigate going. And I've seen so many, I've been going to conventions since 1993, and to see how they've changed since then is incredible. But some of the shows are still small, but still do great, like Creature Feature Weekend, like Cinema Wasteland, who's been around since 2000. Those shows are fantastic. They're just really great atmosphere and fun to be around. My favorite horror of 2022 was X. Anyone agree? And looking forward to Pearl. Let everyone else answer that. I didn't particularly care to see it. Ross, and this is I'm not a Ty West guy. I don't really care about that dude. Mosley, it's near the top of my watch list. Ross, stoked to make some time for it in the near future. Andrew, I'm looking forward to Pearl. X was great. See? Okay, Cody, X was horrible. That's just me. Michael, definitely down for Pearl. Yeah. Matthew, so where do you land on found footage horror? Don't like found footage horror. Matthew, I do not like found footage horror. I think the only one I liked was Cloverfield. Just because it was like a big monster movie, and I thought it was clever what they did with that. And boy, do I love kaiju films. But yeah, I've never been a found footage guy. Sean, conventions are so money hungry. A lot of the bigger ones are, for sure. Yeah, and they just keep, they'll overbook, oversell, and then it causes fucking issues, and it's just not as fun anymore. Alec, that Terrifier slander is unacceptable. Ever seen Abnormal Attraction or Uncle Peckerhead. I've never seen Abnormal Attraction, but I did not like Uncle Peckerhead. Alec X was great. Pearl should be fun. Ross, right on, guys. Ty West is a great director. Action Pearl would be good. Yeah, Cody. No, I don't care for the Italian cannibal films at all. I think they're doofus. I think they're dopey. Um, I love Italian. I like a lot of Italian horror, but the cannibal stuff is just so goofy to me. Mosley, our only horror con, Crypticon, seems to have made the decision many years ago to just stay in the same mid-sized venue, which I'm a fan of because it kind of caps the attendance at a reasonable level. Yep. Alec, found footage is always hit or miss for me personally. Cody, I asked that and no, you'll say no. Yep. Well, there you go. Michael, Psycho Gorman. It was okay. I didn't flip for it, but I didn't hate it. You know, there was some things entertaining about it. But you know, I don't own it. I'm not going to own it. I don't need to see it again. Sean, only found footage I liked was Blair Witch. After that, I fucking hate them. Yeah, Monster Mania and shit. It out of control. It is. Yeah, I hated Blair Witch when I saw it. I remember me and Jesse Green went to see it when it came out, and he was like so convinced that it was real and everything, and I walked out just kind of like, what the fuck? Cody, favorite Fulci film? The Beyond, 100%. The Beyond is my favorite Fulci film. Always has been, always will be. Sean, I love Cinema Wasteland. It's always fun and it's a really personal experience. Yeah, Cinema Wasteland is always great. I hadn't gone back to Cinema Wasteland in like 6 years, and we did Cinema Wasteland last year. Went back to it and it was awesome. It was great. Again, we did phenomenally well at the table. It was great to see all the old and new fans, and it was awesome. Unfortunately, I will not be there this year, but Michael Honeycutt, Beyond is the best. I love it. I also like City of the Living Dead. 100% I do. I don't like Zombie. I never have liked Zombie. And as far as Argento, his favorite of mine is Opera. Ross, Late Night Grindhouse Club here in my city is doing showings of The Burning, Zombie, and The Beyond. Can't wait. Love The Burning. Love The Burning. In fact, many people have heard me say this over the years, but The Burning is my Friday the 13th, if you will. Like, I love Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street are my favorite two biggest horror franchises. But even as a kid, I've always not liked the first Friday the 13th. I find it incredibly boring. And I also don't like any of the characters in the movie. The best part about the movie is the last like 20 minutes for sure. So when I do marathons, I always watch The Burning first and then do Friday 2, 3, 4, and then on and on. The Burning, I think, is superior to the first Friday the 13th. Sean, it's a great show for small film companies. LBP, yeah, that's right. Cinema Wasteland, Mosley, same. The Beyond is the only Fulci flick that actually kind of creeps me out. Plus, any movie that snaps a headshot on that girl from the Wendy's logos. Actually, the Beyond, for the longest time, was the only movie that still scared me as an adult. I'm a 45-year-old man, and I can't tell you how many times people have made me show them The Beyond because I've said, oh yeah, it's still it's scary. It's very creepy. I can't watch it like alone in the dark or something like that, you know, just because of the atmosphere, the sounds, the sound effects, the music. Woo! Um, but I recently saw it um, when hold on. Sorry, guys. I was responding to somebody. Last year or 2020 maybe. Anyway, I saw when Fabio Frizzi, the composer of a lot of those films, um, he went on tour and he played with the Beyond in the movie theater, and we saw it out in Kansas City, Missouri. Um, and that was really the first time I had seen the Beyond on a giant movie screen, with a big audience, right? And then you have Fabio down there playing his soundtrack with the film, and then so seeing it that way, it was super rad. But uh, we were all laughing at how, because seeing it projected that way and that big, you really see all the bells and you see like the nooks and crannies and where the effects are and the tape is and the how shittily made everything is. And so it was everyone was laughing and we were clapping and having a good time. And so it no longer like scares me at all. And when we were watching it, we were just like, but we had a great time. But I still love the Beyond. And that score is still fucking creepy as hell. Andrew, yes, check out the Beyond. It's Italian. It doesn't make a lick of sense, but boy, is it atmospheric and awesome. And the Burning, please, you got to check out the Burning. Whew. Mm. And the gore from Savini is so kick ass. Cropsy's amazing. The characters are great. Yeah, man, it's good. Cody, Ross, they all say it's on Tubi, so check it out, Andrew. Awesome, that's what I'm watching after this then. Ross, love Tubi. That's how I discovered Terror at Left Fart Lake. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff. Tubi just put Geek War up there as well. Cody, man, enjoy. Check out City of the Living Dead and House by the Cemetery. Well, I also like House by the Cemetery, but not as much as The Beyond. Again, I think The Beyond is Fulci's masterpiece, whatever the fuck it is, whatever it means. Tubi has really hit or miss movies for me, and I love it. Yeah, it's the variety is insane. Lee, 1994. Hi, how are you? How are you? Michael, yes, and Jason Alexander with hair. Yes, and The Burning. You get to see Mr. George Costanza with a little hair. Ross M. Chris, I named my fantasy football team Leo DeChamp. The DeChamps. Sean, Italian horror is all about atmosphere and not really about the script or making sense. That is true. Cody names their kid Glazer. Well, it's a last name, I would assume. Everybody always said the last names, but Sean, Opus, Andrew, I've watched Geek War so many times on Tubi. Oh yeah? Sweet. Mosley, where do you guys land on the original Toolbox Murders? Always been a favorite of mine as far as non-franchise slashers. Goes a bit nuts in the final act, but in a fun way, I think. I saw Toolbox Murders probably when I was 16, so that was 1993. I haven't seen it since, so I can't. I don't know. Ross, Michael, Jason Alexander, him, and the bully Glazer are priceless. Glazer, hey, crazy dame, crazy bitch, you cunt, you talking like this to the whole thing, hey. You get in my way, I'll scruff you up. I'll hurt your shirt. I'll pull it and I'll tug it. Lee, 1994. Exhausted. Just got back from a nightclub. Oh, skank it out, brother. Skank it out. Sean Allen. Toolbox Murders is a very nice film. Larold. Yeah, Larold. I used that name for a fucking terrible piece of shit movie we made for SRS Cinema. Larold. See me. Mosley. I could see Josh Swire playing the crazy uncle at the end of Toolbox Murders in a remake. Definitely be better than the goofy Toby Hooper remake. I didn't see the remake either. Cody, man, I told the dude at work about that name, Larold. He loved it. Sean, I Spit You on Your Grave was an SRS release? Yes, it was. The Larold line is from they titled it Evil Dead Inbred Rednecks. I Spit You on Your Grave, we had fun. We definitely had fun making. We knew what it was going to be. You know, I wrote some of the dumbest shit and we just had fun making that one. And we knew exactly that it was going to be this exploitation spoof. So that one we had fun with. But the other one, no. That was boy, I need to pay rent, so we got to do something for these guys. And they, SRS, they went through this phase where like, oh, if one redneck movie did well for them, then they wanted everybody to make redneck movies for them, and they just kept pushing for it. So everything that I was like bringing up to them, they'd be like, oh, redneck, let's do redneck horror, and I have these titles, and I have this title, and it's fucking terrible, whatever. We did make some good movies for SRS as well, but unfortunately, we made some stinkers. I Spit Chew was a fun time. Just saw that the first time the other weekend. Solid Leo stuff up in there for sure. Sean, they did a few of those inbred films. Yeah, more than a few. Ross, Chris, which is the better raunchy 80s comedy, Porky's or Revenge of the Nerds? They're both pretty raunchy, and I love them both. I would say for sheer, I think Porky's wins, but Revenge of the Nerds is real close behind, neck and neck. But to me, they're both classics. I love them. I love Porky's 2 and Porky's Revenge as well. I've got them all on Blu-ray. I think Revenge of the Nerds 2 is fun. I don't like the 2 TV movies at all. But man, Revenge of the Nerds is a classic. Ross, I need to see Spit You and Sex Squatch. Sex Squatch, I wholeheartedly, I agree with you. Sex Squatch is one of my favorite films that I've made. And it's celebrating 10 years already since we made it. Mosley, I think Porky's might be raunchier, but Revenge of the Nerds is more fun. Hard choice. Sean, I still have a Sexquatch screener copy. Cody, Sexquatch rules, top 3 Seaver films. Sure enough. Yeah, the Blu-ray was limited, but we've got it was a Sexquatch and Sexquatch 2 double feature Blu-ray with extras. Ross loved Shawnee Ramone and Evil Dead Inbred Rednecks. Loved that movie. Oof. Again, people love what they love. That's great. I definitely do not love it, and I did not like making it. Sean, I got at the show in Hazleton, PA, some of the cast, and you were at the screening. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, we showed Sexquatch and Geek War, was it? Or Sexquatch and I think it was Sexquatch and Geek War on the big screen. I remember that. Again, that was like 10 years ago. Cody, so serious question. What? What do you charge to autograph a Blu-ray? I don't charge anything. I don't charge for autographs. Are you crazy? Sean, yeah, it was Geek War and Sexquatch. Yep, I remember that. I think I still have pictures from that night. It was a fun night. It was a good night. I remember people liking Geek War more than they liked Sexquatch, and I was really perplexed by that. Not that I mind, I mean, because I love both of those films, but Sexquatch was new, and I just thought we had shown it. It was at Louisville, Kentucky. They did a film fest there, and it had its premiere at the film fest, and it fucking killed. It was like standing room only, and it was a kick-ass screening, and it was interesting to see Geek War sort of get more laughs and hoots and hollers at that screening that night rather than Sexquatch. Sean, yeah, it was a fun night. I got a little drunk. Sean, Fright Night in Louisville. Cody, nice. So with my purchase, I'm gonna need the Dingleberry sign, my dude. Okay. This guy right here. Yeah. Happy holidays and the Dingleberries. My God, listen to these features. All new 2021 remastered and restored version, 2012 version, 2012 on-set featurette, all new conversation with Josh Swire and Chris Seaver. The Dingleberries special features, all new 2021 remastered restored version, 2012 version, 2012 on-set featurette, all new 2021 behind the scenes, all new 2021 commentary with writer-director Chris Seaver and Warlock Home Video megastars Casey Bowker, Meredith Host, and Alec Lambert for the Dingleberries. You're getting some prime stuff on that release. Michael, Dingleberries forever. Mosley, happy holidays is amazing. Definitely a permanent addition to my Christmas lineup. Yeah, it's funny. We watch both Death O'Lantern and Happy Holidays during Halloween and Christmas. It's sort of a tradition. And every summer when we do Gash Bash, we always watch Stoinky Beach. Cody, I'm weird, man. I'm an autograph hound. I charged Baltus an autograph for the AEW Orange Cassidy fig. He thought I was ridiculous. Yeah. Now, do you know Andrew? Are you like, or just online you know Andrew? Like you're just friends with him online? Are you somebody who like hung out with Andrew, or is it just more of a like if I were to talk to Andrew and say, "Hey, who's this Cody dude?" He'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're online buddies," or he lives close to me, or online. Ah, okay, okay. Sorry, I keep hearing shit outside. I don't know what's going on. It's Cody. You're like Rockwell. Have you ever felt such a wind? Sean, I'm getting a shipment soon. Do you need passion flakies? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have been missing them. Michael Honeycutt, anything theatrical coming up you're excited for? Yes. What do we got coming up? I mean, I want to see. I guess I'm not like creaming for it, but I do want to see Black Adam. Um, um, Sorry, I'm looking this up. See me. Oh yeah, so I want to see. Let's see. Theatrical. Well, non-theatrical. I want to see Hocus Pocus 2 because I'm a fan of Hocus Pocus. Um, let's see. I am gonna see Halloween Ends just to see how if they can like redeem themselves from the last one, which I thought was a fucking joke. Uh, so I do want to see that. I want to see Black Adam. Uh, I definitely want to see Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Um, Avatar 2. That's probably the big one for me right now. Really looking forward to that. That's about it. Theatrical. I mean, there's tons of stuff coming streaming um, that I'm looking forward to, both TV and movies, I guess. Uh, but yeah. Anything theatrical coming? Or is that Ross M? Anyone with kids gonna watch Spirit Halloween movie? Looks like Goosebumps mixed with Willy's Wonderland. I'll probably watch that, the Spirit Halloween movie. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but I'm a sucker for Halloween themed teen horror. You know, um, it could go either way. It could be terrible. It could be fun. So we'll see. Mosley, pretty hyped for Hocus Pocus 2 as well. Yeah, I definitely am. Sean, the only superhero movie that I like is The Punisher with Dolph. Hey. Ross, heck yeah, the kid's mom won't let them watch rated R horror. Shit, I was watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was 9. It turned out fine. Yeah, I think all of us kids who were, you know, born in the 70s, who grew up in those times, I think we just kind of watched what we watched and, didn't care. I mean, I was definitely going to rated R movies all the time. Sean, Halloween ends so they can start the Michael Myers spin-off series. They want to move forward by dropping the Halloween name. I mean, of course they're going to keep making fucking Halloween movies for sure, but uh, you know, I just because of how terrible that last one was, I have to see. I have morbid curiosity to see how they're ending this. You know. I'm an old bastard, so I grew up with 70s and 80s horror. Ross, interesting, Sean. I'm wondering what they will do next. I hear Blumhouse is probably done with the franchise. Cody, Blumhouse should be done with all films, period. I like some Blumhouse stuff. Not all of it, but some for sure. Well, it's because, what they do is fucking. It always gives them gold. They spend $1 to $10 million on a movie and they always reap the benefits from it. They're fucking making so much money. But I mean, that's how you should do it. I don't think any fucking movie should cost more than that. It's ridiculous. The fact that actors are paid that much money for roles, and it's moronic. Such a fucking waste. Mosley, we need a sequel to Halloween 3 that I'd be hyped on, but after Kills, the upcoming one is going to have to kick an insane amount of ass for me to ever watch Beyond Halloween 2018 again. Yeah, I mean, I watched Halloween Kills once, and we were just like, my wife and I just kept looking at each other like we couldn't believe what we were watching. Um, from 2018 to that movie, it just seemed like, what happened? And it was primarily all the same fucking people behind the scenes. It just was so bizarre, and we were laughing at how bad it was. And I'll never watch Halloween Kills again, but we'll see. We'll see how this ends. Halloween ends tonight. Go, do you like Midsummer? I know it wasn't Blumhouse, but that's like 4 hours of my life I'll never get back. I would never watch Midsummer. I hated Hereditary. Sean Allen. They have all the money in the world, but can't come up with anything new or even different. Michael, Blumhouse buys a title and slaps it on a script they find similar, like Black Christmas and Fantasy Island. Supposedly they bought The Thing just to slap it on a monster movie. Hideous. Mosley, it was literally just watching a bad meme be born before our eyes with some Michael Myers kills peppered in. Sean, are you looking forward to the new Hellraiser? Yeah, I mean, sure. We'll see. We'll see what it is. I'll totally watch it. I know that Clive Barker was heavily involved with it, and I know it's from what they all say that it's far more. It's closer to his Hellbound Heart than his original film. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see. Coming up in October. You know. Ross, most overrated remake. Mine is Evil Dead. I cannot get into that movie for some reason. I love it. I love the 2013 Evil Dead movie. I think it's dope. But overrated remake? I don't know. I don't know if I love a lot of remakes at all. Um, yeah, I don't know. Mosley, shame we can't get a proper Critters movie or maybe a series. That last one they did sucked pretty hard. I thought the series and the movie was terrible for Critters, and I love Critters. One and two are fucking fantastic. Michael Honeycutt, the Maniac remake is my favorite. I enjoyed Maniac. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I don't really overrate. I don't know what overrated remakes would be in, outside in the general public, what people sort of go gaga for. I don't know. Um, and I'm definitely not a, I could care, I really don't care about remakes at all. Like, I don't hate them, I don't love them. If something is appealing about a remake that's coming out, I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot, but it doesn't make me like lose my mind or like people get all bent out of shape about it because the original is right there. You just watch the fucking original. You can always watch it and you always love it, and you don't have to watch the remake. And nobody's forcing you to do anything. I think it's silly to get upset about that type of stuff because it's like, who cares? Watch the original. So what? Cody Deathland, the remake is the best. No, it's terrible. And that was sort of part of the joke. That was like, EW Swackhammer, the guy, Rudy Belafonte, all those Warlock home video guys. In 1986, they make Death a Lantern. But what if they have money? What if they had money in 2016 and they decided to remake their classic Death a Lantern with a budget? And that's what Death a Lantern the remake was. Okay, then Evil Knight remake is the best. We had a blast making that. That was a good time. And I like that one. That one's fun. Ross, sorry guys, got to run. Catch you up next chat. It was fun. Thank you, Ross. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good evening, wherever you are. Morning, I don't know. But thank you. Mm. Yeah, I'm going to do this for another hour. If you guys want to keep talking, if you guys have more questions, if you guys want to talk about stuff, I'll do it for another hour, and then I got to run and pick up my kid. He's still out there gleaming that cube, shredding with his homies. So I got to pick him up. What's this? Oh yeah. Ooh, that's good. Ooh. Andrew, what is my favorite Evil Dead film? My favorite Evil Dead film is Evil Dead 2. Um, always has been. I'm gonna lead more towards the goofy side of things uh, when horror and sequels are concerned and whatnot. Like, if you start adding some goofy stuff and comedy and it becomes more chuckle worthy, you're hitting my sweet spot. My two biggest loves are horror and absurdist comedy. So anything like that, it's gonna hit my sweet spot. Sean, what do you think of Prey? I loved it. I loved it as well. I thought Prey was phenomenal. Mosley, Evil Knight is right there with the Weirdsies and PIA in my entry level Seaverthon I use to show people that haven't seen your stuff. Then usually Film Crew, Geek War, and the First Blood Fart Lake. All solid. All solid. Definitely. I would add Sex Squatch as well. But yeah, those are solid films to show people. After those, you can just turn them loose and they will do just fine. Yeah. An acquired taste, to be sure. Yeah. There's not a lot of in between with my stuff. You love it or hate it. Kind of get down with it. Sometimes it can grow on you like a fungus. Andrew, Evil Dead 2 should be my favorite for the same reasons you gave, but I really love the first one. I mean, I love the first one as well, but it's not my favorite. The first one is just it's a marvel to watch just because of knowing how they made it and the magic behind the making of the film. And you know watching that first one is also like a uh, film class in itself. You're just watching it and marveling it and just sort of taking in a learner's course of watching that type of stuff. Sean, when I introduce someone to LVP or Warlock, I show them Filthy McNasty. Always a short, fun go-to. Yeah, I will. It's Mosley. First one is grimy as hell. I love it. Chad is singing Johnny Steele. Power of the night. Power of the night. Streets are calling. What's up, Chad? Chad too rad. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. Oh, Andrew, did you end up finding The Unnameable? Let me know. I know you did watch Tapeheads and The Dark Backward, but did you find The Unnameable? Michael, first time I watched Filthy McNasty and heard the music from Meet the Feebles, I knew I was in the right place. Yeah. It's a great soundtrack. I used that fucking soundtrack so much back then in the early 2000s. I still have it. Mosley, The Unnameable Rules. Absolutely love that movie. Sequel was pretty fun too. I agree. Not as good as the first, but I really love the first one. Cody and Mike got me hooked. It's become a weekly event to watch some sea bitch now. Love that. Love hearing that. Andrew, I did watch The Unnameable and thought it was fun. Didn't get around to watching the sequel yet. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to watch the sequel. The first one is better in my book, but I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you really like Tapeheads, because that is one of my favorite comedies ever. And when I started my ska band in 1995, I call this the Swanky Modes, an ode, an homage to Tapeheads. Tapeheads was my favorite that you recommended. Excellent. Yeah, I'll be doing another sort of movie collection video series downstairs. I'll put it up on the channel, and that'll give you a good insight on stuff you may have heard of or not seen yet. And certainly when I kidnap you and bring you out here, we can watch a bunch of stuff out here too. Nope, hold on, guys. I'm gonna pee real quick, and I shall return. All right, sorry guys. Andrew, when it comes to the 80s, I've only seen the popular ones. Oh, I have such sights to show you, Andrew. Mosley always kind of bummed me out. The dude who played Randall Carter in The Unnameable didn't do a bunch of more horror movies. He had a fun way about him. Yeah, that Blu-ray is actually pretty great, just to hear them all get together again and talk on the commentary. I mean, everything else, some of the features suck, but the commentary is pretty fun. Cody, I'd like to know how many people have downloaded Henry Lee Summer because of me. I have no idea, but I'll tell you what, I know that a ton of people have gotten into ska because of my films. Combat Shock, nope, not a fan. Something you won't forget once you've seen it. Andrew Scruggs, can't wait. Mosley, I'm gonna need that Blu-ray. I still only have the Unnameable movies on VHS. Oh no, the Blu-ray is. I mean, it looks. I've never seen it look better. It's incredible, and to see it in like widescreen for the first time was like, whoa, you know. I also really love Filthy McNasty 4. I was just thinking when I was in the bathroom, I was thinking about Filthy McNasty 4 for some reason. Out of all the Filthies, that one is my favorite that we've done. I would frequently pair the Unnameable movies with the Night of the Demons flicks when I would rent them as a kid. They go together perfectly. I would agree. That's a good night. That's a good night for sure. Hey, hey! Filthy 4 has changed the way I view bananas. Me too. Cody, Night of the Demons rules. I would agree. Wholeheartedly. Love that movie. Love part 2 as well. How was the con? Um, I did talk about it. You'll have to go back in the beginning when this is over and listen to it because I'm not going to talk about it again. I'll just say it was fun. Cody, the band I used to sing for had 3 songs, wrote in tribute to Night of the Demons. It'll always be special to me. That's awesome. Great film. Great film. Great atmosphere. Great special effects. Yeah, it's really fun. A Halloween staple for sure. And I usually alternate. One year we'll do Night of the Demons. Next year we'll just do Night of the Demons 2. Alternate Night of the Demons, Night of the Demons 2. Back and forth. I am not a fan of part 3. And boy, did I hate that remake. I remember me and Shawnee and Josh. We made it maybe 40 minutes into it. And we were like, "Fuck!" And we just shut it off. Oh, don't be sorry. I'm just saying I'm not going to get into it again. But it's up there. It's in the beginning. No problem. Weird one I used to rent all the time was Curse 2 The Bite. I'd rent the first one sometimes, but that second one always got me hyped. Not a great movie, but there's some nasty effects in there. Yeah, it is not a great movie. That's for sure. Who be this? Stop it. What's going on? Sorry, guys. Never. Anything else, guys? Anything else you want to talk about? We did pretty good so far. Like I said, we can stop now or we can keep going until 8. Then I got to split. Shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Cody says, am I a fan of Near Dark? Yeah, I am. Not a huge fan, but I do like it. Yep. Really great performances. Also very weird. I know, it's Catherine Bigelow film, but it kind of, to me, it kind of feels like a weird, like David Lynchian vampire film. It's an odd one, but yeah, I do like it. Mosley, I have to sort out dinner for my kids, so I'm gonna have to bounce. It was fun though. You guys have a great night, and you as well. Make sure you watch the pilot, and then comment on it in the comments, so that only us, the crew, can see what everyone says. This is for the backers only. The backers get an unlisted link to the pilot episode of Wellsville Nights. Thank you to you backers who helped us make that pilot. Give us the budget. Cody, yeah, it's definitely a different vibe for show. Yeah, it is, but I dig it. I dig it. And again, amazing performances, especially from the Paxton. Sean Pickerton, I got to get dinner ready before the wife gets home from work. Great talking to you, man. Show thing, Sean. Have a great night and sup like a warrior. Andrew, thoughts on Community if you've seen the show? Of course, I've seen the show. I do like Community. That type of humor, of course, is the absurdity, the weird, the offbeat, the odd, the stuff that makes no sense and comes out of nowhere. Absurd comedy is my favorite comedy. Uh, so yeah, there's a lot to love about Community. Certainly the first three or four seasons for sure. Michael Honeycutt, yes, Alison Brie is something special. That's for sure. Yeah, I think she's great. She's awesome in Glow. So good. Love that show. Whoa, you watched Wellsville Nights 2 times already. Damn. Because you wanted to go back and see how much you hated it. And I get that. Andrew, loved that show and was what got me into movies. Yeah, very, pop culture references throughout for sure. Michael, fuck yeah, Glow. Hell yeah. The real Glow and the show, Netflix show Glow, both great. Cody, if you get the chance, Chris, check out a show streaming on Freevee called Sprung. Hmm. Is it absurd? Is it weird? Is it offbeat? Is it like Strangers with Candy, Mr. Show, The State? All those guys, the Wet Hot American Summer guys, The State. The absurd. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Monty Python, I love. That's my comedy. But then I also like the Zucker brothers, I like Jim Abrams, the Zucker brothers, and that sort of stupidity. What's this? Good God. Cody, same guy that made My Name is Earl and Raising Hope. I definitely didn't like My Name is Earl, and I had no interest in seeing Raising Hope, that's for sure. It's pretty absurd, but it's totally a fun little show. I'll give it a shot, watch at least 1 or 2 episodes. I always try to give something, 2 episodes at least if it's a show. And if it's a movie, I give about 20 minutes if I feel like I'm going to get into it. Well, shit, never mind. Amen. One man's poop is another man's chocolatey goodness. You know what I'm saying? we'll see. We'll see. Alec, we'll see about that. Again, movies I give, 10, I give about 20 minutes. And if it's still sort of appealing to me, I keep going. If it catches me. Andrew, Donnie's party was so good, man. Cody, that new show, Wellsville Nights, should be rad, though. Andrew, like a more adult, wet, hot American summer. More adult? Hmm. Michael, really bummed Netflix is starting to edit episodes of Stranger Things. Glad I bought those physical sets. Huh. I don't know about that. I mean, I have the first two. I have the Blu-ray set of the first season and a 4K set of the second season. Chad E. Young, mostly for millennials, is worth a watch if you didn't get to it. It's as ridiculous and insane as you can get. Shut up. Stop whining. Stop whining. Come on. Michael, they removed Jonathan photographing Nancy undressing from season 1, which I thought was a riff on George in the original Back to the Future. That's weird. Well, people today can't seem to just fucking live their own lives and stop fucking with everything. It's so weird. Everyone wants to erase history, erase how fucked up this world is and the human race really is. If we erase it, it didn't happen. Because everyone's so fucking insensitive or sensitive, excuse me. Jimmy Van Brunt, was Wellsville Nights the first time you have worked with Ottavino since Filthy 2? Yes. Yep. It was a great reunion. Hadn't seen each other in 20 years. and it was like no time had passed. We had done, we did um, Bone Appa Die, then Filthy McNasty, and then Filthy McNasty 2 with Dave, and he was awesome, and then disappeared without trace. Realized he was still in Rochester this whole time and acting on stage and stuff. That's awesome. His character could be the son of the Max, but it's not, and he's nothing like the Max. But he's great. It's good to have him back and working with him again. He's so fun. Hopefully, if we get to make the rest of the season, he will continue to be my Nick for the show. We shall see. I don't know. From that pilot, who knows who's going to stick and who isn't. It all depends on what happens. We shall see. We got to find somebody interested. See if we can get a producer, streamer on board. If not, then we'll try to kickstart the first season, and it's going to be expensive. So I don't know. I don't know if this show is going to continue. I just don't. But we shall see. Michael, time to grub. Always fun chatting. Hit me up about those discs whenever. Yeah. I might be losing my mind here. So yeah, I will. We'll figure that out for sure. But have a good night. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave at 8 o'clock too, guys, or before, whatever. If anyone wants to keep talking to me. But if not, I'll split. Oh yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to pitch to the lowest streamers to the highest streamers, which would be fucking, Netflix, shit like that. But yes, we'll be going up and down the, you know. But I mean, I can't see the rest of the show, the rest of the season, not costing upwards of, 80 to 100 grand to shoot the remaining episodes, and if we have to redo the pilot. So we'll see. Let's see. Alec, hope Wellsville gets picked up. The trailer made me excited. A little sad we missed the preview at Creature Feature. Yeah, I mean, I showed it just to a small group in our hotel room Friday night, and there wouldn't have been any more room to fit you three in there to watch it as well. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. If you pitch it properly, I believe anything can be picked up. It's just, see, it's not. It's the thing is, it's like yeah. I mean, we have, The first four seasons. I mean, it's only a four-season show, but it's the first four seasons is all planned out. I know what's happening in the major theme of each season. The first season is written and the pilot is shot, so we have all of this stuff already rocking and rolling. It's just a matter of it's like it's tough. It can happen, but it's tough without like a manager and an agent to pull some of this shit off when you're trying to pitch to these studios to people. It's it's few and far between when it happens, but it is possible. So it's really a matter of if someone from any of these places, be it Shutter, be it Netflix, or be it Roku or Tubi or whatever, if they decide to give it the time of day without sort of any sort of representation, it's we'll see. There's some awful stuff out there right now, and streaming sites are dying for more content. Yes, they are, especially the stuff that are just popping up, like the Roku channel and their streaming. You know, I am looking forward to their Weird Al movie. Andrew, Chris, I could have just sit on your lap to watch it. And Sean, that's the key, keeping it in line with your original vision. Any reservations about higher ups trying to change control the show's style when it's picked up? Have you ever had anyone tell you what you can and can't do? Uh, yes, yes, I have, and it's like it's ridiculous. It's like I mean, it was kind of that way with Trauma, and it was certainly that way when we made High Eight, the short for High Eight, and it was that way for the when we made Phantom and PIA. Um, I mean, they wanted me to. They actually said to me, "Can you make these less Chris Seaver?" And I made him even more Chris Seaver after that. It's like so. Yeah, I've certainly thought about that. It's I don't know. It's something that I'm going to fight for, and it's things that it's a pick your battles type of situation, and we'll see. I'm hoping that we get people who see the vision and see that, like, listen, I've been doing this for a long time, and I kind of know the style that I'm going for, and again, it's you got to have that one person who believes in the story and the vision that you want to tell, and would be willing to sort of just let you go. I mean, $100,000 is a fucking drop in a bucket to a lot of these places. So, we're not asking for millions of dollars to put together 8 episodes of a show. Um, we're lucky enough to be a well-oiled machine and to be able to do this as fast as we do it and the way that we do it. And while it would be a hell of a lot of money for us and more money than we've ever had to work with ever, we would, we would absolutely that it would all be on screen, and it would be the first time that everybody got paid, and it would be sensational. So we'll see. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know if the pitching doesn't work, then we're going to go to Kickstarter. If the Kickstarter doesn't work, then I guess the project is dead in the water. I don't know. Both Trauma and Thomas suck. and I still wouldn't watch it. I've never heard of Crave, but I certainly would give it a shot. Maybe they would appreciate the winks, nods, homages, and poking fun at all of the Canadian things that are inherently a part of my show and one of the main characters. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll try anything. So, fuck, I wrote down Crave. I mean, it's like Degrassi Junior High meets 15 meets absurd comedy with touches of dark shadows in there because there's also supernatural stuff that happens um, throughout the show. Where was the pilot filmed? It was filmed in Rochester. Um, Filmed at one of the colleges here in one of the small bowling alleys here. Um, we certainly could have shot some stuff in Wellsville, but the school just never got back to us. But we plan on shooting at the skating rink and different places. We're going to get shots of Wellsville. We're going to go back down there and shoot stuff if we're able to. If we are going to go forward, we will shoot stuff in Wellsville. Yeah, the cat. Yeah, it's a scratching post, but they'd rather scratch the fucking carpet than scratch that thing. And to film where we filmed at the school, they charge you $500 a day now. Outside filmmakers, they charge $500 to come in and shoot, which from 2003 to 2014, we shot at like that college RIT for free all the time. So fucking, and a lot of that's the same area. So it sucks that when we went back, we actually had to pony up cash to get in there and shoot. Alec, assuming you get picked up, does anything scare you about having that amount of money to work with? I know I'd be freaking out. Not really. I mean, you saw the documentary about me. One of the biggest things that is a detriment to anything that I've done the last 31 years is having no money and no time. When you have the money, you can get the time. And we've just never had a good amount of money to make anything. Um, and to have the time to make some of the stuff we want to make. I don't necessarily want to shoot my features in 2 to 3 days. It just became a necessity and just how we had to do it because we just didn't have the money to accommodate the time or the time to accommodate the money or what vice versa. It just wasn't. So the more amount of money, the more time we're going to be able to have. And it's going to be like a luxury for us. So I welcome it. I would love it. And then I'd actually get paid. Then the actors would actually get paid. It would be a beautiful thing. Sean, I always liked the school location. It was pretty much a character in itself in some of the films from the early 2000s. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's back, and we had to pay for it this time. Alec, Andrew and I have talked a lot about what your movies would look like with more money, so I guess that's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, luckily the last few years with movies like Sex Squatch and Evil Night and certainly the Weirdsies and Death of Lantern, the remake. I mean, that stuff is the best looking stuff we've ever had. And, it has a lot to do with because we have competent people behind the cameras. And then, of course, the cameras that we're using. That helps tremendously. And, the Weirdsies and Death of Lantern, the remake are gorgeous looking movies for us, for sure. I mean, they're insanely good looking. And both those movies cost us about $5,000 to make and shot in 2 to 3 days. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we shoot everything so fast. Yeah. That's how I was able to make like 6 movies a year, when we were really chugging along and doing it hardcore. Any other way it just would not would have been feasible. But all right, guys, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you, guys. This was a good one. Thank you for popping in. If you want to keep talking to me, you can find me on Instagram at It Crept from the 80s. Of course, Christopher J. Seaver on Facebook. We also have the Warlock Home Video Network site on Facebook. If you want to get a hold of some of my movies, we've got a sale going now, 20 shipped, 120 for 8 Blu-rays, 16 movies on 8 Blu-rays shipped in the US. Because we do have plenty of stock left over since we didn't sell shit at the convention. But yeah, so I'm going to go get my kid. You guys have a great night. Thank you for chatting with me. And, perhaps we'll see you next Tuesday. Or if you want to chat with me beforehand, just get a hold of me and we'll talk about dumb shit. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
Goodbye. See ya. I'm here. Kill me. Come on. Do it.